Hello students, hope you are all safe at your homes. So today we are going to start with the next topic of chapter 9, that is Newton's third law of motion. As we have studied in the last two laws, first law and second law of motion, they tell us how the applied force changes the direction of motion, and they also provide us, the second law basically provide us the method to find out the force using equation F is equals to m into A, and we have derived that equation also, right? So now in the third law, this law states basically that when one object is exerting force on another object, then second object also exerts a force back on the first object. How? Let us see. For example, I am taking one rectangular box, and this rectangular box is suppose moving and pushing this another rectangular box. If this box is exerting force F1, 2, okay, F1, 2 in this direction to the second box. This is first box, this is second box. So force is F1, 2 from 1 towards 2. Immediately, instantaneously, as the second object is experiencing force F1, 2, this second object will also exert equal and opposite force towards object 1, and that will be called as F2, 1, force from object 2 towards 1. So these two forces will be equal and opposite forces. Equal and opposite, as you know, F12 will be equal to F21, and because they are opposite in direction, so one of them can be shown as negative force. Okay, so this is how we explain the third law, that when one object is pushing another object or applying any force on another object, then instantaneously that another object is applying an equal and opposite force towards first object. Okay, and these two forces have special names. The forces are known as action force, and this is known as reaction force. Okay, action and reaction forces. Firstly, applied force will be called as action force, and in reply, whenever the second object is applying force, that is known as the reaction force. So how do we state this law? The statement of the law can be written as in very simple words, that to every action or action force there is equal and opposite reaction. This is very simple statement, simple to learn and simple to understand also. So these action and reaction forces have some properties. You can say this is, or one or two important things to remember about these forces, that these two forces are always equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. First of all, that we have discussed, and secondly, these forces act on two different objects, as we can see in this example. The first force is acting on second object, and the second force is acting on the first object. So these two forces are equal and opposite, but they are not acting on the one single object. They are acting on two different objects. Action force is acting on second object, and reaction force is acting on first object. So this is also very important. So let's write down. By writing we will understand it better. The first important thing I told you, that these forces are always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Okay, second important thing is these forces act on two different objects. Right. Thirdly, it is related to the second one itself, that although these two forces are equal, but they may produce equal accelerations, which is not possible sometimes. So we can say they may not produce equal accelerations because each force acts on the different objects, and these two objects may have different masses, and if the masses are different, then acceleration produced may be different. Why? Because F is equals to m into a. So it means acceleration produced depends upon force, and it also depends upon the mass. If the forces are equal, that doesn't mean कि acceleration produced by that force is always same. It may depend upon the mass. If the masses are equal also, then acceleration will be same, but the masses may differ because the objects are different, so acceleration produced may be different. So how we can write that? Based on this, we can say that although these forces, these equal forces are acting although these forces are equal, you can say, but they may not produce equal accelerations. Right? Because each force acts on different object that may have different masses. Right? So this law can be applicable in many cases. Let's understand some of the examples that are given in your NCERT book. The first and important example is given of two springs. We have taken two springs which are attached. Springs are attached in this manner. Suppose a spring is attached like this, and if we take a spring balance, you must have seen the spring balance. So the spring balance is having a hook, okay, and there is a reading scale over here, right, and it is attached with the wall, you can say, or some heavy material, right. Another spring we are considering with another hook crossed into it, and it is also showing some reading, fine, and this side is pulled by us, you can say. From here I can pull it, force is applied from this side. Okay, this is a situation. So we have considered two spring balances, basically two spring balances. They are connected together, and the fixed end is you can say fixed end of one spring balance. Suppose that is balance A, it is balance B, and a fixed end of balance B is attached with a support, which is very strong support like a wall. Okay, so when force is applied through a free end of the spring balance A, free end, a force is applied by us, you can say, you can pull it to your side. It will be observed that both the spring balances will show the same readings on their scales. Suppose the reading is like this till this point, and this is also showing okay, this is opposite now, so it is also showing the reading as this is the reading, you can see. Okay, so the reading in both the spring balances is shown as same. It means what? It means that the force exerted by a spring balance A on B is equal but opposite in direction to the force exerted by B on A, right? The force which a balance A is exerting on balance B is called action force. Okay, and the force of balance B on balance A is called reaction force. Okay, so this is how we can understand the action and reaction forces, and because of those action and reaction forces, the equal readings we are getting. Okay, so this is how we can understand it with the help of this example, right? Many other examples are also given. This was an example of spring balance. Other examples are also there we can experience in our daily lives, that when we walk on a road, okay, walking of a person, you can say, example is walking of a person. When we walk on road, what happens? We push the road below backward, and the road also exerts an equal and opposite reaction force on our feet so that we move forward. So according to third law, the walking of a person can be explained, right? Another example, which is very important example, this is example of recoiling of gun. Recoiling of gun, of a gun. Recoiling of gun means when a gun is coming back with a jerk, when a bullet is fired from a gun. Suppose there is one bullet and a bullet which is this one, okay, and this is complete as a gun. If the bullet is fired from the gun, then what happens? It is having a very large velocity, and it exerts backward push to the gun, and because of that backward push, which is known as recoiling of the gun, the person who is handling that gun will get a jerk. Okay, so why? Because the force is exerted by the bullet in the forward direction, and equal and opposite force will be at the, that is reaction force at the gun. So which is the cause of recoiling of the gun. Okay, so there is an accelerating force on the bullet, and there is a recoil force on the gun, we can say. Okay, and that is both are in opposite direction. Another example that we can take is, everybody must have experienced that when a ball rebounds, rebounding of a ball, rebounding of a ball when it is struck at a wall or floor. We are having a small ball small rubber ball or cricket ball. Okay, if we can play by tapping it on the floor, or if we can play by tapping it on the wall, so the ball always bounce back. Okay, so why does it happen? Because the ball is applying force on the wall, and wall is in turn applying force on the ball, so that it goes back, so that it rebounds, you can say. Okay, so there are many more examples given in your book also, in a form of activity also. One example is given. All those things can be explained on the basis of third law of motion. For example, one more example I remember, that is when a boatman or a sailor, you can say, jumps out of boat, which is a rowing boat. What happens? The boat will go backward. When the sailor is jumping out of the boat will go backward because of the equal and opposite forces. Okay, so there are many examples which can be seen, which are explained on the basis of third law of motion. Hope you understood this topic. Thank you very much.